Scorpio, man, I can't wait to see what's going on with you. Having spent a good portion of my life believing I was a Scorpio rising, you know, I really connect with you guys. But I do have my Mercury there, so I definitely have a work style that way. So I'm sure you do have some connection to me. At least I hope. And if you do, please like and subscribe, because I would really appreciate it. You know, if it turns out in a few months that even though I've had time to hone how to do this online, and if you don't connect with me as much as you thought you would, you can always unsubscribe later. But I really appreciate the support for now. If you feel that you need to give me a thumbs down, I won't really understand because I'm new. So I hate to think I did something so horrible it's worthy of a thumbs down. If I'm not your cup of tea, I don't know if that's worthy of thumbs down. And I'm not going to hit everybody's story, so I don't think that would be a reason for a thumbs down. But I would love to understand why there's a thumbs down. So if you give me one, would you do me the big favor of giving me some constructive criticism? I don't mind it being out in public because I'm new and I don't claim to be, you know, more than I am. I'm like very humble that way. Of course, you know, I stay very positive as a person, but it doesn't mean that, you know, that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all that and a bag of chips, you know. Like, I'd like to be, but, you know, actually I want to be funnier. I'm capable of being very funny, but I'm also a very practical and emotional person, so, you know. And if it's just personal preference, you know, some people, you know, I'm a little too warm for, and some people I'm like, bottom of the deck. Okay. But then some people prefer, you know, that I warm up and don't just do a cold reading. That's just personal preference, right? So hopefully you won't do that. But if you context it nicely, you can tell me just about anything. If you context it meanly, now I will always assume the best unless it's obvious. You know, if it's obvious that you're being mean, then or you just give me a thumbs down without any explanation, I'm just gonna ignore it because what else can I do? You know? This isn't going to register to me. I don't want to involve myself in somebody's negativity because I don't get paid for this, and I have so much that I need to focus on and so many people that count on me. So I apologize in advance that I won't be able to, you know, deal with something like that. And in terms of usual things, gender, not an issue. I don't think I say he on accident anymore, but if I do, you know the drill. I don't really mean it. It's just old habits. You know, I'm a little older, and you know, come from that generation. So, anyhow, so let's see what's going on, Scorpio. You are definitely the water energy, and here you are, the Knight of Cups, but you're in the reverse. And that means to me that your overall energy is that you're not quite ready or willing to come into the situation with emotion. And that kind of makes sense. I mean, you have that in common with your sister water or brother water, Cancer. You know, you have so much emotion that sometimes you have to be very careful with it, and you can't just like spill it out all over the place even though you have it, because that's Scorpio, you're a tough nut to crack. There are things that no one's ever gonna know, and you ain't gonna let nobody know. You keep it all. I know I love my Scorpios. Okay, all right, somebody in your life, and I'm gonna say it's family, when I see this card. You know, I've been seeing the Ten of Cups upside down, and I've been seeing family, but some families are more about resources. And I think you being a water sign are probably not going to take too kindly to people who are focused on their pentacles, their coins, and their, but you are your own counsel in the sense of being your very own mediator with oh, looky here. Yeah, because you've got misers in your family. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. But it's just that you can't make this stuff up. Oh, no. You just can't make it up. I mean, I don't always read this as the miser, but here I am looking at family members who are valuing, these types of resources. And I know that you as a water sign are not going to be in tune with that. But you know what? Look at you with your water weighing the situation. You're not even having to go to someone else to help mediate. I think that you keep a cool head enough to know how to keep this stuff from, you're not going to let anyone guilt you into feeling like you upset the apple cart by not going along to get along. And I don't think that anyone who's doing this is going to really trip you up too much because you see the emptiness of that. I think you're a little deeper than that. I think you already know in July. This may not even be news to you because I see you handling it quite well. You're not bringing emotion to a pentacle situation, but you are weighing everything on the emotional level. You gotta love that about Scorpio. Okay, on the next line. Well, I think your person just showed up on this. So let me skip that before I assume it's your person. Let me see what's going on in this line. But yeah, I have good reasons to see your person all over these cards. Page of Pentacles in the upright. Somebody in your life is childlike in their ability to bring something to that, but you feel like you're being held up, tied up, bound, and surrounded by swords that can take you down. This looks like a work situation. There's a high priestess in the midst. And, because this is you. Generally speaking, the middle line has been about the person that I'm reading for. And a lot of times, the person on this side, although they're the person you're having problems with, just like on this side, usually this is more, it gives more clarity on why this is going, or it's another part of the same situation but a different person. So let's see what the high priestess is to say. And that those are the three. Yeah, so those are the only major arcana. These are really strong energies, like you right here. That's why I'm like, you've got this. I mean, you don't need to be the Knight of Cups. You don't have to be in the upright because you're Temperance, At least you are with the family situation. In the work situation, you do not look like you're having fun. No, that doesn't look like a good time, right? I don't know. You can't even seem to see. You seem to be blind to who's doing this to you. Somebody is trying to stab you in the back, and they are being very deceptive about it. They're playing the part of someone who's naive about the resources that they're screwing you with. The High Priestess keeps one foot in a spiritual place and one grounded in the 3D. I think this person is two-faced. Now, I don't always see the High Priestess like this, but in this context, I can't help but see this. Okay, so you've got someone playing a part, and then you got someone two-faced. I think there are some things that she really is, or he, it could be he, very sincere about. But it doesn't change the fact that behind closed doors, other things get said. Why is everyone trying to stab you in the back? What the heck is going on? Ooh. They're afraid you're going to have power. And they don't like it. Because look at, if you're in this position, you got swords surrounding you, but none of them are threatening you. They're safely on the wall, like a victory poster, and one underneath you to protect you. They don't want you in a position of power. Perhaps it will take away. This person's focused on pentacles, just like your family. Scorpio, you're you hear about I'm a lover, not a fighter, but in your particular case, you're all about what's on the you're in the heart center, and you have all these people like dealing in the gutter with the freaking coins, man. And you know what? You would be the right person to be the leader who can think of things, in contemplation and being, meditating and seeing with clarity how things can work. You should be in a position of power here, but these people, they don't get it. Their lives would probably be better off if you were. But I'd be aware of this one, because it's a major arcana. This one's powerful. Okay, so definitely beware of this one. Okay, so if this is work, this is family, then okay, I'm more willing to see that this is indeed your person. Now, I'm not saying that couldn't be a good friend, because there's affection in this card, but here's the thing. A lot of times this comes up as a sibling card because you shared childhood together, but it also could be a past life, or perhaps a prior incarnation of your relationship where it was very affectionate at one time, but this is something that happened in the past. But it does suggest that these cycles keep repeating. So there is, if this is your person, it's a soulmate energy in that context, if you believe in that sort of thing. But regardless of whether you do, to come back in cycles, that person has to be kind of important. You don't return to the scene of the crime unless there's something there. Well, I don't know if it's a crime, but it must have been, because if that person's that important to you, what the heck happened? Why you have to come back to it? But this person definitely, this is in the upright. They want to bring you affection. They want to. And they see you as their wish fulfillment. However, here you are, and you're like not ready. I mean, this is on the table, okay? You definitely want this connection. You feel like this is another soulmate energy, okay? So this is clearly very intense, but I don't know if you're a little skeptical of it. Yeah, maybe you're skeptical because whatever happened, that this is a cycle. And even if they, they're all about you, they're freaking devoted. The fact that that this is cyclical on some level, something went wrong, and you don't trust it. The Lovers, often people forget, but there's a conflict in the Garden of Eden. There's a snake running around. And I don't always see it. A lot of times it's more like they're just their opposites attract. She's kind of looking up into the spiritual world, and he's looking at her directly here in the 3D. And I'm thinking, but in this particular context, I think one of the reasons that it's a conflict is because it is so intense between you guys. You're very intense for this person. You're not ready to come in with the cup of love. Are you interested in Libra by any chance? I keep wondering what's going on with Libra's person. Maybe it's a Scorpio. It explains everything, right? Or a Scorpio energy, anyhow. So maybe a Scorpio Venus, or who knows. But let's see what the spirit guides want to tell us. I'm using the dark mirror for the dark energies because this is kind of a dark reading. We're looking at conflicts and things that could happen, right? So the temple of my body. Wow. Well, clearly someone's not respecting your persons here if they have trapped your body. But I think that it's going to take a lot of trust on your part to connect with this person on the level of physical. And I mean, you could also say in this situation, it's not, this is more about how you are inside your body and not outside in the world of pentacles. And that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope you related. I sure really learned a lot today about you. You guys fascinate me, I must say. Okay. Until next time, I'm going to go and turn it off because my clicker that I bought turns off the video too early. So I have to buy another one. And in the meantime, I am just doing this the old-fashioned